What's up, Road to Riches gang? We back at you with another video today, and we're gonna be talking about what's been happening in the stock market, why we had such a decline in the past week. Just the week before that though, last week we did a video about an upcoming stock market crash. So make sure y'all go check out that video, and we gonna get into why the stock has been going down in the past week, why the stock market has been doing bad a little bit. So SPY has been down almost 2% in the past week, all the way down to $432. We also got on June 15th, the stock was actually at $443, but this past week we've been going down. We down almost $7 in SPY. So stock slid Friday with Wall Street posting a losing week. Before that, we had a crazy multi-week run in a lot of the broader markets. So the Dow Jones fell 219 points. The S&P 500 is slid 0.77%. The Nasdaq closed lower by 1%. So all three major averages broke multi-week winning streaks. So all of these major averages actually been up for multiple weeks, which is actually crazy. And in the last few months, we've been up crazy in SPY and SP 500 all the way since I guess last year October. So the S&P 500 lost about 1.4%, ending 5 consecutive weeks of gains. The Nasdaq dropped 1.4%, snapping an 8-week win streak, which is posting its worst weekly performance since March. The Dow Jones was nearly 1.7% lower also. So it looks like the Dow Jones was lower than the Nasdaq and the S&P 500, but they're all down over 1% in the past week, which is kind of big for these major averages. So investors are definitely exhibiting the renewed fears of a U.S. recession as well as a global recession. So not only is people worried about the U.S., but we also worried about the whole world. According to this analyst, inflation levels remain elevated, and Federal Reserve policy definitely remain the investors' narrative. So, last week when we did that video, that's kind of what we talked about. The Federal Reserve, they did a whole announcement, speech type of thing, and then after that, we said, hey, we're gonna see how these investors react to that meeting and things like that. And hey, we got the results. So that's what's been going on. A lot of investors are holding on to what the Federal Reserve is going to say. So right now, the whole stock market is kind of on the Federal Reserve's back. I know they have a meeting coming up. Last time they said they weren't going to raise interest rates, but we'll see what happens with the Federal Reserve. But a lot of investors are holding on to every word that they're saying. So the pullback was broad-based, with more than 400 stocks in the S&P 500 trading in the negative territory. So this is why it's important to diversify and not just put your stocks into just like one sector. Because look at this, the infotech sector was one of the biggest laggers. It was down more than 1%. So Nvidia, which is the stock we've been actually tracking and talking about, it's actually a AI based stock. It was down almost 2%, but within this whole year, the stock is already up over 150%. So they didn't really talk about that, but it is down. And information technology, that sector is one of the biggest sector that's been lacking in the past week. So a lot of people before that probably had this big multi-week run, and hey, maybe some people are taking profits. And like I said, maybe some people are worried about the Federal Reserve and what they're going to do next. If interest rates are going to keep going up, what is inflation going to look like and stuff like that. And not only a recession in the U.S., but a global recession. So a lot of people are on edge and looking to probably take some of their money out just in case we do get a crazy recession. So CarMax actually jumped 10% after the used car retailer exceeded first quarter revenue expectations. So that's something to watch. CarMax up about 10%, which is good. That's one of the biggest retailers for used cars. So there's probably a CarMax in every state. Now, next thing we got to talk about though is Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been up about 16% in the past week, all the way up to over $30,000, which is crazy. This stock, not this stock, I keep saying this stock, Bitcoin is not a stock, but Bitcoin has hit its highest level within the past year. So it's crazy that the stock market is going down, and look at that, Bitcoin is actually going up. So Bitcoin on Binance. This is crazy too. Within this past week, I know this was an error, but it went to $138,000. So Bitcoin right now is at 30,000. It went all the way up to 138,000 for about a split second on Binance. And I know this was an error. But that's just crazy to even think about Bitcoin hitting $138,000. So I know it probably got a lot of investors and a lot of crypto people super hyped. But either way, Bitcoin is still running. I believe, when Bitcoin run, a lot of these other coins tend to run. So I know Ethereum, I believe, was up. Maybe Doge was up. So that's stuff to keep in the back of your mind. Just like when the stock market is up, a lot of individual stocks are also up and running and things like that too. And when it's down, look at that, other stocks are down too. But Bitcoin has been running in this past week. Um, Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and check out some of the apparel in the bio too. Some of that Road to Riches gear. Um, but that's really about it today. Best thing that we could do is just wait for that market open tomorrow and see what's gonna happen within this whole week. Best thing we could do is hope for the best. We're not gonna get no word back from the Federal Reserve for a little minute because they already just had a announcement slash meeting like last week. But hey, we'll see how the stock market continues to do and things like that. And I'll see y'all in the next video.